Here is the therapist position and focus for the lasagna pan technique. In this first instructional video for the Rolling the Back series, the lasagna pan technique is going to be the base foundation of what we're working with. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through step by step the important components of this, so as you share this with your clients or your students, they understand the fundamentals of what's going on. Now, the key to keep in mind is that if you have a patient who is not able to get on the floor, to remember that we have a variation that they can do either standing up or seated in a chair, so they're always comfortable and they're never increasing pain as they're doing this. So the first piece is we want to make sure that our clients get onto the floor in a very safe way, and they're not just immediately lowering themselves onto the roller in an awkward way that would cause the body to tense and tighten up. So we're always going to make sure safety first is the key. So what we're going to have Jenna do is she's just going to gently lower herself onto the floor, and just going on to hands and knees is a really great way to start this process. So as she gets down onto the floor, and we can see she's doing that safely, she's just going to lower her pelvis onto the roller. And the key with this is as she's lowering herself on the roller, we want to make sure that her pelvis and her head are all the way on the roller. And so because the roller's not going to be rolling too much, we don't have to worry about the hair right at the moment, because she's not going to be rolling on it. Some of the other techniques, that's going to be the case. So now the key with this is that we want to make sure that their shoulder girdle is comfortable in this position. Sometimes if we have a patient who also has some shoulder issues, having the arm down on the ground like this can be a bit of a stress or tension building dynamic for them. And so we'll talk about what to do with that in just a second. The key is what's going on with their legs and their feet. To make sure that the trunk is as soft as possible, which is going to help with the down regulation aspect of this nervous system, is that we need to make sure that there's some space between the knees and the feet. What a lot of your patients might do in the very beginning is that they might actually pinch and hold the knees together and or hold the feet and the knees together. And what that's going to do is that's going to put a tremendous amount of tension throughout their trunk and their pelvis and their abdomen, which is going to then shorten the spine, and they're actually going to be counterproductive to what we're trying to do. So we want to encourage our clients to make sure that their feet and knees have a little bit of space, and that gives them a nice base, which is actually going to soften their trunk considerably, which will help this process. So now, as they're going through the technique itself, we want to make sure that they're only rocking just a few inches each direction. And what happens is that if they go and they start this technique, but they rock too far over, they actually engage with the abdomen and the shoulder girdle and the legs to keep them from falling off the roller, which again is counterproductive to what we're trying to facilitate. So as Jenna comes back to the start position or the neutral position, what she's going to do is she's just going to rock over just an inch or two to her left side. From there, she's going to come back to center, she's going to pause for just a second, and then she's going to rock over to her right side. And that speed that we're always working with, which is our sticker slow speed, is the key to this. Now, the reason that we're pausing in the middle is because we're really trying to help improve the neural mapping and clean up the brain smudging that we talked about before. And if she just starts rocking back and forth from left to right, what happens is that these muscles just stay engaged, and the person doesn't develop the differentiation between their left side and their right side. So again, the key is as they rock from one side, so she's going to her left, now she's going to come back to the middle and pause for just a split second, and then she's going to go over to her right side. And that gentle pause in the middle is what really is going to help increase that client's neural mapping between left and right side, and really help the body soften and become more balanced and coordinated as they're working through this. And again, we're going to have our clients do this anywhere between 30 to 60 seconds depending on the individual, and then that's going to be our prep work as we transition into the next technique.